Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with what is probably the 500th recording of Dvořák's Slavonic dances on Supraphon. You know, they do one every few years, as well they should. I mean, because these pieces are, the glories of the romantic nationalist dance tradition. There are no greater works. I mean, they're just unbelievably amazing. 16 of the little suckers. And, I would love to see these pieces performed en masse entirely in a concert program. The first set on the first half of the program, the second set on the second half, or actually I'd reverse them because the first half ends quietly. The second set ends quietly. They're so beautiful. The tunes are just to die for. The melodies are heartfelt and warm and just marvelous. And they run the gamut from riotous high spirits to soulful, sad. There's just... You fall in love with these pieces. They soak into your being, and it's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. And all the great Czech conductors have recorded them, and Supraphon has many of those recordings, beginning with Václav Talich, and then, of course, there was Karel Šejna, who's probably the best of the batch, and Václav Neumann did them 3 times, and, Zdeněk Kozler did them. Everybody did them. And the latest crop of Czech conductors, I have not been too impressed with. I really haven't. For some reason, they just don't seem to have the rhythm or the energy that these pieces require. I've heard people like Béla Hlavek or maybe Jakub Hruša or some of these other people who maybe have done them. They haven't been as exciting as I expected or as idiomatic sounding to me. It may be that familiarity breeds contempt. That there's a sense where everybody knows it, and they just go out there and they go, okay, Slavonic dances, and they all just sort of saw away. And they even though the music is well known, it has to be played with a sense of occasion. There's special works. The performances need personality, and in this particular exemplar now, we have the Prague Symphony Orchestra under Tomáš Brauner. And this is one of the better ones, certainly one of the better ones of recent times. At first, I was a little taken aback because it really is rather different from all the others, which, can be a bad thing or a good thing, depending on what the differences are. This is a leisurely stroll through the Slavonic dances. Doesn't mean that, the opening is like boring and flaccid. Not at all. It's rhythmic and punchy like it should be, but the tempo choices tend to be moderate. But on the other hand, there is compensation, and that's the point. This is a really richly textured performance. The Prague Symphony Orchestra sounds gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. You've got this sort of top to bottom sonority with rich sounding strings and wonderfully perky woodwinds. And that's not all slow. Number 7, which is one of the ones that I always sort of listen to as an exemplar in the first set, that one, which is hilarious. It was in the movie Allegro non troppo, and it's beautiful. The tempo is absolutely perfect. It's absolutely right. And that wonderful waltz thing, I'm not even going to do the numbers, because what does that tell you? Oh, Opus 46, number 5. So you're going to have to put up with me. That's, it's a waltz tempo, essentially. It's called something else. It's called like a smoocha decca or I don't know what they call it, but that's another one that, they all go at just the right tempo. The opening of part 2, the second set, the Opus 72 set. And it's absolutely marvelous, done perfectly. The one that there's one in the second part that always sounds I can't even get this booklet, and now I'm struggling. There we go. In the second set, in Opus 72, that sort of, they don't know what to do with it. It has like a sort of retard on the first 2 notes. That one. just, I could whistle all of them for you. Wouldn't that be a joy? No, it wouldn't, and I'm sorry. But I get into it, and I just love them so much. But he handles all of that really, really well. He really deals with the textural issues beautifully. There's a transparency and interest in secondary parts. They don't take over the primary parts, but you hear a lot more than you usually do because the tempos allow him to do things with accent and balance. I mean, really, really lovely performance. It grew on me as it went, and I've listened to it now about half a dozen times, and it still is growing on me. It's like a fungus. It just grows on you. It's terrific. It really is. The sonics are beautiful. So if you collect Slavonic dances, as I do, or you don't know these pieces, which is a tragedy that needs to be rectified immediately, give this a shot. You'll find it extremely enjoyable. I guarantee it. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.